Smiles on our faces. What is it? Come on, Steve, you're not that old. Well, maybe you are. Maybe you are. Maybe you are. Yeah.
Did you like your two big guys playing as you
Which two? I got a lot of them, huh? Yeah, no, it was great. They're two really good players, and they're getting their footing, over here in our program, and kind of been through the trials and tribulations. So it was great to see them out there together, and it's going to be interesting to see, how we can kind of, utilize, their strengths over the course of the year.
How often do you see that happening? That's obviously
I mean, Bruce, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to try to figure out how to, play some effective lineups. I probably got to sit down the next few days and kind of map things out a little bit better, so I end up there with the right combinations. I've told you forever, I kind of like let it happen naturally, and I'm probably at a point where I probably got to, get involved and kind of, try to play to our strengths a little bit more. So, we'll see. I mean, I think that could happen at times with certain lineups. It probably depends on matchups at both ends.
What did you think of the offense when they went to the zone?
I thought they made zone a little. I mean, I didn't expect them to zone that much. It was okay. I just think overall, I think, maybe we got a little bit of offensively sensitive today. We missed some shots, missed some layups, and I just felt like our overall effort kind of dipped, which was something that, it's going to be a great teaching tool. I don't love that it happened, but it did. So we're going to teach to it. I think we can play a little bit tougher. We can play a little bit harder. We can finish a little bit stronger inside. And I just felt like guys missed a few layups, and maybe kind of the wind went out of the sails a little bit. So all in all, I mean, I'm not worried about our zone offense with this group. I think we'll be fine, but definitely we can continue to work on that.
How much tonight with what you think is overall the trapping that you guys did on defense, and is it you trying out different things, or is it something that you'll?
We didn't work on it all summer just for Canisius. So, I'm hoping that's something we can utilize over the course of the year, and I'll just have to get a feel for it. I think we could have been a little bit more aggressive and opportunistic, but kind of when you do your install, sometimes, as a coach, you maybe put too many things in, and you expose your guys to too many things, and then you kind of got to drill down and go back to things a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth time, and then you start getting better at it, and then you start teaching it. But I've probably been installing too many things intentionally, and maybe we're a little bit watered down, but there's a method to it. Now we got to go back and you get live reps in a game, and you watch them in film. Okay, they're not understanding this. We need to get better at that. So now you can attack specific areas, but it's not like it's an effective way, I think, to teach and learn, because it's not like it's the first time they've heard it. We worked on it 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, and then now they're hearing it again, and you're kind of cleaning it up. So. I thought it was effective. There's probably a few more turnovers than I even realized, just a mishandle here and there, and it didn't have to be like a steal to a dunk or anything like that. But I also felt like there was a few trap opportunities in there we can get a little bit better at. So, and what you're really trying to establish first, if you want to be able to do that after made baskets and stuff, the biggest thing is, can you get matched up once it comes over half court? So we spent a lot of time trying to figure that out, and now maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive up front. So. Yeah, I'm excited to see, maybe there's a few other things up our sleeve too.
You must really like that you have a lot of options offensively to go to.
Yeah, no, I do. I like it. I just want to make sure that we're playing as a connected team, and I think for the most part we did tonight. But hey, you also have to have a little grace on some of these guys' first game. It's even a little different than an exhibition game, and the guys know it. And maybe some guys, maybe didn't respond well enough to a missed shot or a turnover or things like that. And I think they'll get a little bit more comfortable.
Is there more options than you had in the first year, you think?
Man, you want me to go back to you want me to go back 4 years ago? Okay. I'd have to. Who was on our team 4 years ago? I'd have to go back and through it. Yeah, he was good. He was good. Oh, he was good.
We'll stop there.
Okay.
We'll stop there.
Yeah, I think Christian was good, right? I mean, listen, we have good players, and we've had good players. I think this program's had good players before me, and I think we've had good players when I'm here. So I like the guys, and I'm excited to see how it can come together. And I do see there's a lot of options out there for sure.
Did he ever get, like, his shoulder banged up on that play? Is that why he had to leave?
I don't think so.
Nothing to concern yourself with?
No. I just my lesson there was, I think the teaching moment is, okay, the guy intentionally fouled you, so they're going to review it and probably call it a flagrant. Don't get in his face. Let it just turn into a total net positive for us, because like maybe they get the technical, so we get the flagrant, we get the they call the flagrant foul against them, they get the technical, we get 4 free throws in the ball. That's pretty good, as opposed to 2 free throws in the ball. I'd rather have 4 free throws in the ball. So, but because today it might not have mattered, but I'm sure at some point in the season there's going to be a heated moment on the road, and how do your guys respond? And like, listen, it's a fine line. I mean, I get it. Guys get pissed, and getting something like that happens, and you want to respond, but you also got to calculate winning into the equation. So that'll be what we talk about.
Teaching moments go, did you see a couple times maybe where it looked like Carter got a little frustrated because maybe he was trying to chase a guy, and I think there was a shove once or twice that's just...
Carter played with some physicality, which was good to see, and every second Carter's on the court, there's a lot of teaching moments, and he's getting better by the day, and he needs these experiences, positive and negative, to grow from. All the guys do. All the guys need you learn from good things, you learn from bad things, and so our job as a staff is to help them understand that stuff.
The staring down thing, you had that with Dilly in the last game. Is that more of a point of emphasis, or do you think they're going to be tougher on that?
We definitely don't practice it.
Well, you have to keep it to where your guys don't even look at the other guy?
But basically, and listen, I understand from the ref's perspective, that things can escalate quickly. In the situation today, Mike Greenstein is a great official. He's one of the best, and he has been for a long time. My question to him was, had you called the intentional foul initially, do we avoid the face-to-face, and, you're on that as an official. You see it, you call it, you separate right away. To me, that could happen rather than blow the whistle, kind of let the dust settle, and then you're going to go review it. To me, that's where I would think that we could maybe help it, as the ref could just be a little bit more assertive. But hey, listen, I'm not going to question Mike's judgment. He's a better official than I am.
I know they've been preparing during the offseason to get ready to play with each other, but just the flow and rhythm and kind of communication with Bradley, Love, and Lewis, just your thoughts on their game today.
Well, I've said this before. Anytime you're at a program like Arizona and you have a group of guards that have played together 1 year, come back the next year, it's pretty rare, right? In this day and age. So to have those guys, I think it's like feel like you're playing with veterans, juniors and seniors, and they're veteran players, and they've really grown together as players, and they really support each other. So that was good to see.
How do you feel about the defensive intensity in the second half? It seemed like they got some wide open looks.
Yeah, they got some wide open looks, and hey, a little bit of it is, could we have changed some coverages? For sure. And when you run that, that Princeton dribble at, type offense that they run with 5 out, put some stress on a defense. But at the end of the day, I don't know how many threes did their bigs make. They're on my glasses here. So one guy's 2 for 4, I can see that, and the other guy was 3 for 7. So they're 5 for 11 from 3. That's pretty good. We could do some different stuff for sure to make it easier to cover, but I wanted our guys to figure it out with effort and kind of just awareness on the court. And, like I said, I don't know how many times we're going to play 5s that are that dedicated to pick and pop. And if they are, as we get deeper in the season, we'll have a scheme, we'll have a plan. Today, I felt it would be better for us to kind of figure it out on the fly, and we did. We had a lot of great possessions where we were really aggressive up on the ball in our coverage, and whether we slowed down the pass or created a turnover, just sometimes they kind of put us in a rotation, and maybe one guy didn't rotate, and like I said, awesome to learn from. Awesome to learn from.
You guys started off really well, obviously 20 to something, 24. JB was talking about how you want them to do that and not let off on the pedal. How
Yeah.
How difficult is that, though?
Well, human nature can be powerful, and that second unit coming in, obviously we played 10 guys tonight. A lot of them are new to the program or new to their roles. So, I thought there might be, I wanted to give them a little benefit of the doubt. Hopefully we can come up with a way to kind of mix and mash some of those lineups so, we don't end up there with just a cut and dry, these five are in, these five are out, and I don't know if we want to do it that way. So, because I think there's a lot of cohesion amongst a lot of lineups. We don't just need to play, Group A and Group B. So I love when we get off to a good start. That doesn't mean by any stretch that, 20-4 means you're going to be up 40-8 and then you're going to be up 80-16. That's just not how it works. I wish it did sometimes, but it doesn't. And so, yeah, we'll have to go back and look at why there was a little bit of a drop off, whether it was effort or execution, and then learn from it.
Caleb had 17, led the team, same with 6 assists, no turnovers. Is this kind of an example of what you were hoping for, where he can do that, but also not feel like he's like the number one usage guy and always with the ball?
Yeah, I just want Caleb making great basketball plays over and over and over again, and he's really mature, and I thought he looked really good tonight. I love the way he played under control and on balance, and I just thought that. The role he played alongside, Jaden and KJ, it just seems like it felt really good and the pieces fit together. So, I tell Caleb we have our own conversations about, what I'm looking for, and I'll keep those between us. But I definitely want him to understand that, everything doesn't have to end and start with him.
How would you rate where Krivas is? He was pretty productive in just 10 minutes tonight. Is he, pretty close to being...
Krivas, yeah, he's right there. Obviously, he played 10 minutes tonight. I think that was the goal, is to kind of keep him there. Just it's probably the most he's went up and down consecutively. Even considering in practices. So yeah, I think he's on target. We have another good week to kind of see where he's at and continue to push and grow him. And obviously, he's a really good player. I think there's a layup or two that I would have liked to seen him cash in on, but. But I guess that's, maybe I want a little bit too much sometimes, but this is the deal. I know that kid's going to be able to deliver, so I have high expectations for him.
I don't know, Justin, is there a minutes restriction for the first couple games with him, just because you are?
If there was, Bruce, I wouldn't tell you. I'm just going to leave it at that.
What do you like about that lineup with him and Henry?
That they're just good basketball players with good feel for the game. Obviously, they have great size, but it'll be interesting to see over the course of the season how much we can do that. And, maybe it's really effective. So I'm going to keep my eyes on it, and, we'll figure out things maybe we can run with them on the court together. But you love the size, and you love just the thing that both of them are comfortable with the ball in their hands, comfortable passing. Both of them impact the game at the rim. At both ends of the floor.
How do you feel about their defensive versatility when they're in the lineup together?
I feel good. I feel good. I think, they. Listen. I've been pushing them. I've been pushing Henry to grow there. If Henry wants to play some minutes at the 4, he's got to be versatile. He's got to switch some. We also have to have a plan maybe to protect him some. So, but I feel good, and I'm not going to hold those guys back because, if they want to be the players they want to be, that they're going to have to get in some uncomfortable positions and figure some things out. And so, but I feel good that with the schemes we want to use defensively, that they're going to be able to. We're not going to have to limit ourselves based on them.
Man was in street clothes. Did you guys make a decision?
We haven't made a decision. I think we're still talking. That's not an easy decision, sometimes for young men to make. They've been playing their whole lives and they're excited to be here. And then, but it's my job to kind of help him see reality and think of the big picture a little bit and also think the big picture for the program as well. Just right now, I'm telling you, he's done a great job. He's made a lot of progress. He just got some guys ahead of him. And, but every one of those bigs that are playing now, at some point they had someone ahead of them in the program. That's just kind of how college basketball works.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.